Fashola, sorry, not Fashola. So there's a United Nations advice to Nigerian government to start taxing vacant houses in the country. Speaking at a news conference in Abuja, UN Special Rapporteur on rights to adequate housing. I can't see it properly. Leilana, yes. The page here is faint. Said there was a need for Nigerian government to address housing challenges in the country by imposing vacant home taxes on citizens. And I can quickly relate to this because on my street, there's that.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, and that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Empty property.
Is this in Abuja?
No, this is Lagos. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Vacant houses, empty houses.
At least we know that you live in a prime area.
Everybody has gone abroad.
Because when you go to the lower class settlements, it's packed.
It's tight. It's tight.
There's somebody everywhere.
It's tight.
This is rich people's problem.
No,
it's a 1% problem.
Yeah,
but it is the problem where, and this type of houses continue to be built.
Yes.
Right.
So that we're building more and more duplexes, duplex after duplex after duplex.
And the economics does not make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
See, I think that we have like first-hand
experience.
experience.
So City of Lagos, if you don't know what Muster is, I think you should have known. So what Muster does is basically gets accommodation for you at I think you're able to pay monthly or quarterly, and it's not just the accommodation. It's a case that is very convenient for you. They can have a flat, and then 3 people could stay in, and they'll have a shared space in the middle. So you just have your room, and you're concerned with your room. Yeah, you get what you're paying for. It's furnished, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of plug and play spaces, and not just for like on the like subscribers part, even for the host. The host recognize that they're able to earn more money by putting their homes up in their apartments, up in their spaces up on Muster. They understand that the collections are very automatic. It's debited directly from the renter, and it hits your account. We have partner facility managers help you manage your properties and so on. And we're unlocking available rooms in crowded cities, right? So much that even banks have now started putting repossessed properties up on Muster. But I know that like it's still like a big issue, trying to convince landlords, quote unquote,
to open up their properties.
To say, listen, there is no reason why you shouldn't be earning income on these properties. We have automated the process such that eligibility checks, credit scores, settlements, digitized contracts, complaints management, etc. are automated. So you have a platform that has literally said, listen, we've automated this such that you only just sit down and make money, right? And even that, you see people, some people, particularly like more traditional homeowners, are just more comfortable leaving it empty.
Yeah.
Because why though?
Because
I think it's because personally, I think it's because renters also don't pay rent. So you have people living there. You have people living there for 2 years. They haven't paid rent. So some people are like, it's better to leave it empty. So you need Muster. That's a small percentage.
You need Muster for that, because Muster's verification and eligibility process. Make sure that you have like a fine pool of renters. But it's that's like the renting problem, Mary.
You provide a solution.
And Muster has a solution for that.
You are the solution.
Right.
Muster
is the solution. But sorry, let me just make this point. Most times, for a lot of like more traditional guys, what they use properties for is to hold money.
Right. It's an asset.
So it's never really
it's
about
to hold money. It's not like the rental income, and they could care less if it was being occupied, because even if it was occupied, that means that they have this
It's a word genius. To hold money.
So they're using to hold money. That's why a lot of times in real estate, the valuation of properties dips in election year, because people have to liquidate
to be able to get
to have cash to play around during elections.
Would this tax help your business or hurt your business?
It would absolutely help the business.
It would help.
It would absolutely force people to want to,
It would absolutely help the business. But so Muster has an opportunity now to say, listen, there's no reason for you to want to bear this tax, right?
Why not just talk to us?
We'll
sort you out.
Yeah. Muster it.
Yeah, I feel that. And it does hurt me, when I see those houses. Yeah. There is a particular structure near my house. There's a gym inside it, and there's another thing inside the same building, and the gym, the guys that run the gym were telling me that they wanted the entire building and they were trying to get it from the landlord, and he said the guy was like, oh, but the challenge with the landlord is he really doesn't care about the money. He wants that thing. Whether that thing is making money, is not making money, he wants that thing.
So why are we talking about the elephant in the room? There are too many thieves.
Yeah.
There's a lot
that's why I called him a wording genius.
There's a lot of stolen money, right? Because the only way you're going to make an investment in
and then
property
want to earn on it
and not rent it for even a loss is that you stole the money. It doesn't make any sense.
Cash out.
There's also another problem, right? For a long time, and this also impacts on why a lot of properties are empty. For a long time, property developers built with family units in mind. So they built 3 beds, they built 4 beds, they built 5 beds. And the largest subset of the population are the young adults who require more smaller spaces that are fit for purpose. So what that means is that they either cannot afford that big 3-bed, 4-bed, 5 beds, or that's just too much space that they require.
Once again, you are the solution.
So I feel like
you're taking us back there.
Yeah, we're taking it back to Mustard. Go to Mustard.Africa, by the way.
I'm on it.
Quick plug-in. But I do agree with that. The houses, and especially those houses, they call them old houses in Lagos, where the rooms are huge.
Huge, massive.
Yeah, very massive. I remember my parents' house was built with the same look and feel. You take several steps from my father's bed to the door. Several steps.
Old money.
Yeah, but my own, you just put your leg down.
outside. Outside. But
you're there.
But coming back to this news thing, right? I mean, you have to look at it from perspective that people are driving all the way deep into Lekki.
Yeah.
They're in a different literally. They are driving to Badagry. I have staff that live outside of Lagos. Wow. But to get there, they drive past these dark buildings. Yeah. Right? Towers and towers. I mean, just on Kingsway alone, you can count 5. And some of them are actually designed in the modern way, where it's small room, parlor. But they're empty. Yeah. Right? So I'm 1,000% believer that this tax is a good idea. Because for years I've asked, why do we have empty land? It's not just be empty houses, it should be land as well.
Well, there's another component as well, which is if you look at the commercial side of things, especially with the federal government should be paying taxes for instance, the Secretariat, which has been there since the
shouldn't be allowed to
90s. I don't know.
What, the Federal Secretariat?
Yeah,
in Ikoyi.
They should pay taxes for having that place there.
But there's a litigation around it because that's
it's empty.
So I live in that estate is right next to it.
I showed himself. I drawn him out. We'll soon know everything about you, sir.
And I was joking. I don't live there. And I know that particularly for the Secretariat, Lagos State gave the federal government the land when they wanted to move the federal.
Okay, guys, let's go on a short break. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll still go into it. I don't think we can finish this discussion in this time bit. Okay, City of Lagos, do stay with us. We're coming back right after this short break. Do stay with us. All right, City of Lagos. Adding 2 more voices to the show this morning. Yinka Ademwagu from United Capital is in the studio. Good morning, Yinka.
Good morning, City.
Good morning. How you doing? And also we have Busola from United Capital.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? So we still have everybody in the studio, and we're talking about the housing situation before we went off air. Went on our break. Too many things, too many sides to that story, and it's the fact that we've seen some really disgusting things as concerns housing in Nigeria. So I used to live on one estate in on the mainland. I can't remember the name of the estate now. It's weird, right? I can't remember the name. No.
Forward always, backward never. No problem.
Let's start naming songs.
Wow. I was in.
That was below the belt.
Yeah, it was. But no, it wasn't a bad estate. It was actually a very good estate in a very good place in on the mainland. But one thing I remember, it was this house very close to, was behind mine, and it was behind the window. And this lady, I remember the house because the lady used to come out on because it was like a 3-floor building, really old. You know, these old type mansion kind of houses. So I remember she always used to come out at the top and shout, Thomas was probably a gate man or somebody, but Thomas, dude, Thomas. And she was always screaming Thomas. So,
well, listen.
But then I noticed that it looked like they sold the house. Somebody bought it. Now this is the amazing thing about this: the person leveled it, and then rebuilt it. I did not understand the logic. First of all, is it that you could not find a house that was your exact spec?
What did they build it into? A GTB? I mean, it depends.
No, it was inside an estate, so it could have been it was a personal home.
But it was totally different.
It was they pulled it down.
That's so crazy.
I was like, Father,
it's the land they wanted.
Yeah.
It's the land. The estate must have been very nice, so you must have had a good time. You just don't remember.
Yeah, I do.
So he wanted the land. So
what was the name of that estate again? Something GRA. Whatever.
GRA.
Yeah. Oh, good. You see?
Thank you. Everybody's clapping for me now.
Yeah. Oh, good. GRA. So yeah, I used to stay there for a short bit. Yeah. So
it's a nice estate.
It's a nice estate. So I didn't understand it. You know, it was a bit confusing.
People still do that. They do that in Banana Island. And Ikoyi and so
wow,
forth and so on.
Because I know that but for you to buy it and you build it down, then you must have, well, let me know. You know, money can do things. You know, because I don't understand the rationale, but maybe if I have the money, I cannot understand.
You don't have to explain.
You know,
once you have the range for it,
yeah, so my range
begins to make sense.
My range is not that.
The cash opens up.
Exactly, my range is not that.
And then when you have the range for it, it would make sense to you to just keep the property empty.
Yeah, that's
no.
Once you have the range for it,
no, that's not a range thing.
I met someone
Let me give you an
who.
example real quick. So, in Madame New York is here. So, I went to go visit a friend in Brooklyn, and in downtown Brooklyn, they've done a whole lot of refurbishment. Not refurbishment, I mean new construction, gentrification, the whole 9 yards. So they have these new towers before where they were 2-level buildings. So a friend of mine is living in this fantastic new flat. So I'm talking to her. How much did you pay? She said $300 a month. And I'm like, how? She said, well, that's when I left a big part of the story. That's when the market crashed.
Oh, okay.
In 09, 08, 09. So there were no new tenants, and they just finished it. These guys could not leave that apartment empty. They rented it for $300 a month. This is an apartment that should go for $2,500, $3,000 and more. She was paying $300, and she lived there for 2-3 years. So the market came back up, and
they had to say, please.
They asked her to leave.
Thank you very much. You have tried.
But they rented it. And these are big time developers.
Yeah, because it makes sense to at least rent it for a loss rather than actually,
But when your your money used to build the thing, the sources are dubious and it's not tied to some kind of 22% or 14%. Of course, you can leave it.
Yeah, I think that's the elephant in the room.
The economics does not make any sense.
I like elephants.
Yeah, elephants.
You may have noticed.
Big white